Hey y'all, it's Christian Connor here in Bastrop, Texas. Most of the time, you're going to hear me talk about why Bastrop is such a great place to live, the neighborhoods, the growth, the small town charm. But today, I want to do something just a little bit different. If you're considering moving here in 2025, you need to hear both sides of the story. So in this video, I'm going to share 7 reasons you might not want to live in Bastrop, Texas. And this isn't meant to scare anyone away, it's about being honest and giving you the full picture. So when you do make your decision, you're confident that it's the right one. So reason number 1 is going to be hot, humid summers and allergies. So let's start with the weather. The summers, they get hot here. We are in Central Texas after all. And it's not unusual to see 100 to 105-degree days for days in a row, especially in July and August. Combine that with humidity from the Colorado and the Lost Pines forest, it can feel kind of sticky and gross. If you're used to dry climates or cooler weather, this can be a shock. Running errands in the afternoon heat isn't ever fun, and energy bills do go up in the summer because the AC is always pumping. On top of that, Bastrop is full of pine trees, so cedar and other allergens are common. People who move here sometimes notice their allergens start to flare up, especially in the spring and fall times. Cedar fever is a real thing in Central Texas. This is especially tough for retirees, people with asthma, or anyone who just hates the heat. But on the flip side, if you love mild winters and year-round warm weather, you might actually see this as a positive. Reason number 2 is limited shopping and entertainment. Bastrop doesn't have any big city shopping or nightlife. You'll find the essentials here. We've got H-E-B, we've got Walmart, Home Depot, some fast food chains, and a few sit-down restaurants. But if you're used to malls, high-end shopping, and a wide variety of dining, you're going to be better off in Austin. Entertainment is also limited. Bastrop has some local bars, breweries, a movie theater, and community events like the Bastrop Music Festival or First Fridays in downtown, but it's not a city with clubs, concerts every week. This can be frustrating for younger folks looking for nightlife or anyone who wants a big variety of options nearby. At the same time, many locals love this because it keeps Bastrop quieter and less commercial feeling. It really depends on exactly what you're looking for. Reason number 3 is traffic, specifically Highway 71. Highway 71 is our main road that connects Bastrop to Austin, and during rush hours, it honestly gets really congested, especially in Cedar Creek and where the toll roads split. If you work in Austin or at Tesla, you're likely using this route daily, so map it. There's no bypass around Bastrop, so local traffic and commuter traffic all pile onto the same road. This means delays are common, especially in peak times, or if there's an accident, just forget about it. This is a big drawback for commuters, but if you work remotely, locally, or don't mind the longer drive, it's probably not a deal breaker. Reason number 4, Bastrop is growing fast, and infrastructure hasn't caught up yet. Over the last decade, Bastrop's population has exploded. New neighborhoods are being built left and right, and schools, roads, and utilities are still playing catch up. Some schools are getting crowded, which can affect class size and resources. Roads like Highway 71 and 95 see more traffic than they were originally designed for, and utilities like water and internet can be hit or miss depending on exactly where you live. This can be frustrating if you have school-aged kids or if you work from home and need fast, reliable internet. The good news about this is Bastrop County and the city of Bastrop are investing heavily into improvements. Things will improve over the next few years. Reason number 5 is affordability, or really lack of it compared to a few years ago. One of the big reasons people moved to Bastrop in the past was affordability compared to Austin. And while Bastrop is still significantly cheaper than Austin, prices have gone up. The average home price in Bastrop has climbed significantly in the last 5 years. Property tax rate in Bastrop can feel high, and when you combine those higher rates with rising home values, your overall monthly cost can be quite the surprise. For budget-conscious buyers, retirees, or first-time buyers, that can be a tough pill to swallow. But that being said, many people still see Bastrop as a better deal compared to Austin, and it's not just the cheap alternative it used to be. Reason number 6 is natural disasters. The most famous example is the 2011 Bastrop Complex Wildfire, which destroyed over 1,600 homes and burned down 30,000 acres. It was one of the most destructive wildfires in Texas history. On the other end of the spectrum, Bastrop also has a lot of flood risks with the Colorado running right through the town. Some neighborhoods are in the floodplains. Heavy rain can push the river to the flood stage, and certain areas have seen repeat flooding. This doesn't mean the whole town is a risk at all, but it does mean buyers need to pay close attention when looking at flood maps, insurance costs, and fire safety measures before buying here. And finally, reason number 7, small town living is not for everybody. Bastrop has a slower pace, people know their neighbors, local events are community focused rather than flashy. If you're coming from the big city, this can either be refreshing or limiting depending on the type of person you are. There's little to no public transportation. You'll need a car for just about everything. Job opportunities in Bastrop itself are a lot more limited compared to Austin, so a lot of residents do commute. If you're someone who does crave the big city hustle, anonymous lifestyle, or just constant activity, Bastrop may be too small for you. On the flip side, if you love the slower pace, strong community ties, and a break from the chaos, then small town living might actually be the selling point. So those are 7 reasons you might not want to move to Bastrop, Texas. Quick little recap. The heat and the allergies, limited shopping and entertainment, traffic on 71, growing outpacing infrastructure, rising property taxes and home prices, wildfire and flood risk, and the fact that small town lifestyle isn't for everyone. Does that mean Bastrop is a bad place to live? Absolutely not. But what it does mean is you should know the whole picture before you pack your bags. If you want the other side of the story, check out my video on the best neighborhoods in Bastrop for 2025. And of course, if you're thinking about making a move, reach out to me anytime. My info is down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.